Hi, this is Sienna from Divine Black Feminine, and welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me in another tarot reading today. And today's tarot reading is going to be about Virgo season. So before we start the tarot reading, I wanted to tell you guys what crystals are good for Virgo season. So a good crystal to work with is Dragon's Blood Jasper. Dragon's Blood Jasper is a crystal that is related to Mother Earth as well as dragon spirits. So I work with dragon spirits by connecting with them in meditation, and I connect with them in the inner earth as well as the underworld. Virgo is a sign that is all about earth priest and earth priestess vibes, okay? We really want to channel that really earthy energy for the next month or so. So Dragon's Blood Jasper can really help you connect to your divine feminine essence. It can help you connect to dragon spirits if you work with them. And it can really help you connect to earth energy that you need during your spells, okay, if you cast spells. So it's really good to connect to the earth before you cast spells so that you can ground and center your energy, and so that you can bring energy up from the earth in order to push that energy into the items that you want to spell cast with, okay? So Dragon's Blood Jasper is a good crystal to help you do that. So it would be really good for you guys to hold it before you do spells, hold it, during meditation as you're grounding yourself, and imagine yourself taking energy up from the inner earth, up from the dragon spirits into your body so that you can use it to manifest things for your spells. Okay, another good crystal to work with is bloodstone. Okay, you can see that I have a bloodstone tumble here, and bloodstone is also a good crystal that connects to earth. It has a very deep earthy energy. It's also connected to the divine feminine and goddess vibes as well. Okay, it's connected to, your moon time or your moon blood, okay, for those who do have periods. It's a good crystal to work with during your period so that you can receive messages from your womb if you have one, or your energetic womb if you resonate with that. So it would be good for you guys to hold this over your womb space, okay, so that you can receive any messages that you need to receive from Mother Earth or the goddess, okay? Because, Virgo season is a really good time to spend some time alone, reflecting with the earth, okay? Reflecting with earth energies, goddess energies, okay? The energy of Mother Earth, okay? So if you guys didn't know, a Virgo tarot card is the High Priestess, okay? And the High Priestess is all about spending time alone and, really, taking in any intuitive insights that we receive from the goddess, okay, from the earth, okay? So that's really the energy that we need to tap into during this time. All right, so now I will start the tarot reading. I'll start it just by pulling 3 cards. So what do we need to know about Virgo season? Okay, that wanted to come out quickly. Okay, so we have the Hierophant reversed. So Virgo season is all about being practical and analytical. Okay, so it is an earth sign. So earth signs usually relate to tradition, they relate to structure, they relate to building foundations, okay? And the Hierophant is actually a tarot card that is associated with Taurus, okay? Because Taurus is all about tradition. Virgo is also related to tradition as well, because Virgo likes to be practical. Virgo likes to be perfectionistic at times. It likes to be impeccable and clean. Okay, it doesn't really like to be messy or have things out of order. Okay, so you're really being called to assess things in your life right now that are out of order, okay? The Hierophant is a card that is all about order. It's all about structure, okay? It's all about, doing the things that, we feel like we're supposed to do in order to perfect things or make them impeccable, okay? So a lot of us are going to be feeling very perfectionistic during Virgo season, okay? So it's really time to, use that energy to figure out what things we want to get in order in our lives. But also the Hierophant reversed is calling us to not be too hard on ourselves as well. Okay, because Virgo is a sign that does like to be hard on itself. Okay, so yeah, even if stuff doesn't turn out perfectly, especially related to teaching or your spiritual practice, because the Hierophant is associated with those things. So if you're really working on trying to perfect your witchy practice, perfect your spells, if you're a teacher in spirituality, if you're looking to, perfect your methods related to that, definitely, try to find the best methods possible to try to perfect those things right now. But don't beat up yourself too much if it isn't perfect, okay? Because practice makes perfect. That's something that Virgo needs to remember at times, because Virgo is a sign that can get really obsessed with small details, and if stuff isn't in, a perfect order, that can really cause Virgo distress, okay? So because of that, we want to give ourselves grace at this time. Yes, it's time to work on the more practical aspects of our lives, related to money, related to things we want to teach people, related to our spiritual practice, especially if it's earth-based. But we also need to remember to be compassionate with ourselves and to not feel like we need to strive for impeccable perfection all the time, okay? It's good to have drive. It's good to, want to improve ourselves. It's good to, strive to make things better, but we don't have to make it picture perfect, okay? Because honestly, nothing is truly perfect in this life, and we need to remember that. All right, so let's pull another card about these Virgo season vibes. What else do we need to know here? All right, so we have the Fool. Interesting. Okay, so I'm sensing that you guys are really going to be starting a new journey this Virgo season, okay? And that journey is probably going to be related to what I was talking about before. So it's going to be related to your spiritual practice, especially if it's earth-based, okay? Especially if it's, goddess-based as well. It's also going to be related to teaching, like I said before. So if you are a teacher, if you don't even have to be a teacher in the traditional sense, okay? So yeah, if you're a teacher in a school, you're probably going to be going through some journey. If you're teaching people things on social media, on Instagram and TikTok, you're probably going to be starting a new journey with that. If you're teaching, if you have children and you're teaching them to do new things, you're going to start a new journey with that as well. So, yeah, it's really time to, with the Fool, because the Fool also relates to this theme of imperfection, okay, of not knowing, okay, of not knowing how everything is going to pan out. So again, this is calling us to give ourselves grace, because we are bound to stumble, along the way, okay? So yeah, there's going to be some profound change during Virgo season, and it's going to be really good, I'm sensing, okay? It's going to be something exciting. I feel like a lot of you guys are really going to have a breakthrough when it comes to teaching, when it comes to your spiritual practice, when it comes to your witchcraft, okay? You're really going to be seeing some great breakthroughs, okay? But yeah, you might, like I said, you might have a few pitfalls along the way, especially if you are spiritual or witchy. This gives me vibes about protection. So I'm getting the vibe that you guys are going to learn about protection if you're witchy a lot this Virgo season, because and this kind of makes sense too because of Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. I sense that you guys are, if you're teaching people, if you're going to be involved in spiritual work, you're going to be getting involved with a lot of different energies. These could be energies of spirits, and they could be energies related to people, okay? And you might not really know how to fully deal with that, okay? So, this is definitely calling you guys to look into protection, okay? Practice protection, do your protection spells, every week or so, every new moon and full moon. Really, take charge, okay? Really take initiative to start doing that, okay? Because I sense that you're going to need them for whatever you're going to teach people, okay? Or, whatever witchcraft you're going to be interacting with, okay? But even if you do go through some pitfalls, even if you do stumble along the way with stuff, it's okay. You'll just learn and grow. Yeah, I feel like I definitely learned a lot of lessons through my witchy practice when it comes to protection, when I was doing, some goddess courses and stuff like that, when I was opening myself up to different energies. So yeah, it's really good to practice, grounding and centering and protection so that, you don't really feel too chaotic when you're, trying new things related to spirituality, witchcraft, and stuff like that. Or when you're, teaching people things and, you're going into a room full of students, you have a bunch of kids asking you questions, okay? So yeah, definitely take time to center and ground yourself, and Virgo is really good for that so that you don't feel too chaotic during this new journey that you're going to have. All right, and let's pull one final card, a tarot card about Virgo season. What else do we need to know here? Four of Swords, okay? Relax your mind. It's going to be all right. So I sense that Virgo season is going to cause a lot of you guys to feel very obsessive over small details, about getting it right, about having everything in order, especially, like I said, if you're teaching somebody, okay? I could see, if you're a parent, if you watch kids, if you're an aunt or an uncle, I can see you guys feeling very protective over your kids, being very, very protective over your nieces and nephews, okay? Because you really want them to, grow in a way that is very, I'm hearing perfection. Like, yeah, you want them to, have the best life as possible, and you want them to succeed in life, okay? But this is calling you guys to pull back the reins a little bit, okay? To not obsess so much about whether or not, the people you care about are going to turn out okay? Because at the end of the day, we have to remember that we can't control everything. And Virgo is a sign that definitely needs to remember that, okay? Especially with other people, we can only control so much about how our kids grow up or our loved ones grow up. Because at the end of the day, things are uncertain, and, people have their own personalities, and we receive stuff from being nurtured, but we also receive things from our own nature as well, okay? So there's a balance between, nurture and nature when it comes to our loved ones and the people that we're raising and teaching, okay? So, we can't expect everything to be perfect all the time, and we can't blame ourselves for something, when, something doesn't turn out the way that we really wanted to in terms of the people we love, okay? So this is a call for us to step back and to not, blame ourselves so much for things that we really can't control when it relates to the people we love, especially, people, like I said, that we're mentoring or teaching, okay? So this is really calling you guys to take a step back and relax, okay? So yeah, because Virgo is a sign that tends to be very obsessive, it's really good to take breaks from people from time to time. It's really good to spend time alone, being solitary, especially if you're a witch. This is really a good time to spend, time nurturing your solitary witchcraft, okay? So that you're not taking in too many energies from other people, and so that you can really have time to reflect on your own spiritual practice without the influence of others. All right, awesome message. All right, so now let's pull a card from my fairy deck so that we can get some messages from the Fae or your fairy guides. So what do they want to say to the collective? Let's see what the Fae want to say. All right, so we have the Wild Hunt. So this says excitement, frenzy, journey. All right, so yeah, you guys are definitely starting a new journey. So like I said with the Fool card that came out earlier, things are definitely going to feel very exciting. They're going to be feeling wild. They're going to be feeling new and fresh, okay? But because of that, you guys might be feeling a little on edge. You might be feeling a bit obsessive, like I said before. Are things going to go well? Are things going to turn out perfect, okay? Is everything going to, you know, be in the order that I want it to be in? But you're being called to not think about that so much and just, you know, go with the flow of life right now. It's going to be a wild ride, this new journey. It's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be a fun one. It's not always going to turn out the way you wanted it to be, but that's still okay, all right? So, you know, life is full of light and dark. You know, we go through great times, and sometimes those great times are filled with, you know, they could be filled with pitfalls. They can be filled with mistakes as well. And that's okay. All right. We don't have to be perfect in life. And this card is calling us to remember that. All right. So let's get some messages from our angels here. Let's see what the angel cards would like to say. All right. So this says, yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. All right, so like I said, it's really time to spend some time doing solitary witchcraft, solitary spirituality, meditation, dream work, okay? Spells that you do on your own, okay? Centering and grounding on your own. It would be really good to study centering and grounding right now as well. Study the basics of spellcraft, because Virgo season is a really good time to hone our witchcraft, okay? Because it's really focused on analyzing things, you know, the practical steps that are related to things, okay? So because of that, it's really time to take some time alone to study spellcraft and witchcraft so that you can really improve yourselves during this Virgo season. Okay, and let's pull an Archangel card. And then I think I'll pull one final card for the reading, and then we will stop there. Okay, what do we need to hear from the Archangels? Okay, so this says, be fair in all your situations, resolve your conflicts. This says Archangel Raguel, okay? So the new journey that you guys are going to be going on, like I said, is not going to be perfect. It's going to be a wild ride, and sometimes you may experience conflicts with people, especially if you are mentoring loved ones, okay? Or if you are, you know, going to be a teacher, okay? Things aren't going to go perfectly. I'm also getting the vibe that some of you guys may be starting a course soon, because, you know, usually school starts during Virgo season. So some of you guys could be starting a new university course, or you could be going to a new school. Okay, so know that this is going to be a really exciting time for you. But, you know, if it doesn't go perfectly all the time, that's okay. It doesn't mean that your whole experience at this new school or new university course is going to be horrible, okay? Like I said, you know, life isn't perfect. Sometimes, you know, good things happen and sometimes bad things happen, okay? So we're being encouraged to look at life from a more gray state rather than a black and white state, okay? So that we're not, you know, dwelling in doom and gloom when things, you know, don't go the way that we planned all the time. All right, and then I'm going to pull a card from the Sacred Hags Oracle for some witchy advice, and then we will end the reading there. So what do we need to know from this oracle? Okay, this says fairy pool baptism. All right, So yeah, because it's Virgo season, it's really time to get out in nature and commune with your nature spirits, okay? So if you are considering working with nature spirits or working with fairies or the fae, if you call them that, or the fair folk, you're being encouraged to really take some time alone to go explore that right now. Like I said, Virgo season is a great time to nurture your craft, okay? Especially if you're a fairy witch, an earth witch, green witch, okay? Water witch, crystal witch, okay? This is a great time to start nurturing that. You're going to make a lot of headway during Virgo season if you really take the time to dedicate yourself to your craft, okay? And this is telling me that, yeah, you're going to be going through some type of, if you are spiritual or witchy, you're going to be going through some type of spiritual awakening during Virgo season, where you're going to feel more in tune with the earth, okay? Especially if you work with fairies, because of this fairy pool baptism card, okay? If you do work with fairies or the fae, I feel like you guys are also being encouraged to go into nature where there's water, where there's a pool, where there's a waterfall, okay? Because that is going to be really important to receiving messages from those fae or fairy guides during Virgo season, okay? So you guys are really being encouraged to do that. If you guys, have been yearning to learn more about the fae or fairies, it's really time to read books about them, learn about folklore, learn about, their traditions, around the world, fae customs and what you should do and what you shouldn't do, okay? Because, yeah, that's going to be really important for your craft going forward, okay? So, yeah, this is a very witchy time. You guys are going to make a lot of headway in your witchcraft if you're a witch this Virgo season. And, yeah, I wish you guys all the luck in the world with that. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can DM me on Instagram Instagram, or you can go to divineblackfeminine.com and book a reading with me there, okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye!